So hello Beatles friends, welcome to the new video. I'm gonna be talking my half voice because it's 2 o'clock in the night and I don't feel like sleeping. So today I decided to go back to the huge collection that I bought and show you another topic. Few vinyls with another topic. And the topic is going to be Pete Best era albums. Now, as we all know, there is nothing officially released from that era, from that recordings. Most of them are, semi-official or unofficial, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna show you some vinyls, and I will be more than happy if you can, share all your knowledge that you have regarding these albums in the comment section below. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is this album, which is the historic first live recordings, The Beatles. That's a gatefold. That's the back, and that's the front. It's released on Pickwick label, and this how the label looks like. This is printed in United States. This is American pressing, and the songs which are included here, these are the early recordings like Where Have You Been All My Life, A Taste of Honey, Mr. Moonlight, Besame Mucho, Be-Ba-Ba-Lula, Matchbox. So, this is the first recording, live recording. Now, here it doesn't say where the live recording was made. It doesn't say here that it was made in Hamburg actually. But the thing is that I have the same album released on the same label, Pickwick, with the same track list, with everything, and it says here first live recordings, Hamburg, Germany, 1962. And the album is on the same label, and this one was released from Canada. So this is Canadian pressing. So I have two completely identical albums from the terms of content, but completely different printings. So this is volume number 1 as vinyl number 1 from the double album. This is the back, and volume 2 is black, and this is the back. Okay, so now I have these two are the same live recordings from Canada, and this is the same issue but from America. And this was recorded in Hamburg, Germany, 1962. I believe that some of them feature also Pete Best on the album, but it doesn't say here. It says here including Ringo. John, Paul, George and Ringo, but there's no mention about Pete Best. Now this was released in 1979 in Canada, and this version was released in America in 1980. As I said before, it's a Pete Best era video, and it's a first recording including Ringo. So it says here, that is it. Inside this package, the first recording of the Beatles live including Ringo. Okay, so I don't think that Pete Best appears here at all. So, first live recordings from Canada, volume 1, volume 2, and this is the same volumes but in a double album packaging from America, 1980. Okay, next. Here we have just the Beatles, and we see here only 3 of them, Paul, John and George. Pete Best was cut off. It's on Polydor. It's a German pressing from West Germany. And the songs are the same songs as appear on all the early albums, like Ain't She Sweet, Cry for a Shadow, My Bonnie, Ya Ya, Why, Sweet Georgia Brown, and so on. This was released, it doesn't say what year it was released, but let's see, maybe on the label we have some information. So, this is the label on a red polydor. What's interesting about here, that on the back side we have the original cover of this album. That's how it looks like. And this issue is a part of a series, and in this series we have many other artists released. So here on the bottom we have the list of all the other artists that were released in this series. So this is semi-official, I would say, or official, who knows. But unfortunately it doesn't say the year when it was released. It says here 1965, but I don't believe that it's a 1965 pressing. So, if any of you know something about it, let me know. Okay, next one. Same thing. This Beatles Live in Hamburg. Star Club 1962. And the same songs. This is a German pressing, and this is the part of this album. So I would say this is a single vinyl release. It's a highlight version of this double live album, actually. Now this is on Bellaphone Records. Yeah, this is on Bellaphone Records. And it doesn't say here who is the drummer, still Pete Best or already Ringo. But I think both of them are included here. Now, in order to compare it to the original album, this is the original album, the double one. And this one is also recorded on, released on Bellaphone. So, this is the gatefold, the same picture actually that is on the back of the other album. And this is the back. And here we see Bellaphone. So, okay. I will be showing the labels directly into the camera so all of you can see. So this is the double album, and this released from the same on the same label with the same songs, but not all of them, of course. So here we have on this gray single album we have only 12 songs, and it says here with additional 13 songs you can get it on the double album. So this is the commercial for the double album. So this is just the highlight version of that double album. This is a original German on Bellaphone Records. So this is the one of the greatest albums, and it's in the perfect condition. Okay. The first thing that we see Pete Best on the cover, this is the complete silver Beatles, and we see Pete Best on the cover. So we have here the same songs. This is the 1st of January 1962, the Decca auditions. And here we have 12 songs. Three Cold Cats, Crying, Waiting, Hoping, Besame Mucho, Searching, Chico Varabi, and so on. All those songs you already know. And this is on AFE label, which I'm not familiar with, but I will show it to you. So tell me, what do you know about this label? Okay. Now, and it doesn't say here where it was manufactured, so it's 1982 release, and it says here made in England. So this is the original British pressing from 1982, and this is the I don't know if it's a bootleg or not, if it's official, unofficial. I would say that the first time that Pete Best recording was officially released on Beatles record, that was Anthology 1. So everything before that was released as semi-official or unofficial, who knows. But this is the first Silver Beatles album that I have, and this is the 1st of January 1962 Decca Auditions. Okay, so this is the back. Okay, next one. This is I Know unofficial release. Now, this is something strange. This is a double album. This is the first, this is the back, and gatefold. The first album is the early Beatles. Beatles from 1961. That's the record. That's the label. So the songs are Memphis, Three Cool Cats, Crying, Waiting, Hoping to Know Her Is to Love Her, Shoot to Fall. I mean, all the same songs rotating all over again, the early songs from 1961. But what's interesting about this release, I've seen in Discogs, it says that it's unofficial release, but who knows. Here, the side C and D, the record number 2, is the solo album from Ringo from 1981, which is Stop and Smell the Roses. I mean, I don't understand who designed this one. Original The Beatles Special Collection. So, on the first record we have early Beatles from 1961, and the second record we have Out of the Blue, Ringo Starr's Stop and Smell the Roses album, which actually includes the original inner sleeve. Original inner sleeve on Bellaphone Records. So, I thought that it was a mistake. I thought that somebody just stick inside this Ringo album, but when I look at the song listing on the back here, we have Private Property, Wreck My Brain, Stop and Take the Time to Smell the Roses, I mean, and Back of Boogaloo. So this is a Ringo solo album backed with 1961 Beatles recordings. So a little bit strange and poor choice of songs. Okay, so now we have another 2-volume album, and this one is the most strange thing. I've never seen this one before, so I will be waiting for your help to help me. So this is the Beatles, That Time Forgot. The Beatle, not the Beatles. Beatle, That Time Forgot. Pete Best Band, His Music, His Sound. Peter Best, John Lennon, George Harrison, Paul McCartney. Fantastic recorded quality, first album. Okay, so this is rediscovered, and this is the back here, and it says here rediscovered after 15 years, the long lost unreleased recordings of the Pete Best Band, the Beatles' original drummer, recorded in America. And the songs, once again, yeah, I'm not gonna name the songs, there are a lot. So, and this one is pressed in Greece. This is the Greek pressing, as we can see here on the label. Look at this beautiful label. This is a Greek, I would say, Greek official release of Pete Best songs. So it's nice to have something from Pete Best. Although he wasn't in the Beatles so for long, but still he has his part in the history. And here we have the Rebirth Pete Best ex-Beatle Resurrection. This is volume number 2. So, the Beatle who lost $100 million Justice for an Innocent Pete Best Band. Album 2, Rare Collector Item, recorded in America, Album 2. So this is the back of it. Once again, the songs are so many that I'm not gonna list the songs. So this is volume 2 on the same label, and the label is Minos. Okay, this is the stereo recording, of course. Okay. So it's good to have something new, something unusual, something strange. So this is a very unusual and very strange album. And we have here 2 volumes, 1 and 2. These are original Greek pressings. Okay. And the last album that I wanted to show you for today, it's not a musical album, it's an interview album, and it says Beatles Talk. Now this one is sealed, so I don't know. Keep it sealed in a shrink, open, keep the shrink, lose the shrink. I know that a couple of weeks ago or last week there was a video in the vinyl community about keeping the shrink wrap or losing it. So I'm not involved in that video because I always keep my shrinks when I can. So this one is sealed, and tell me, what should I do with it? Open it, not open it? Have you heard it? Is it worth listening to, or just keep it in a shrink? So would really appreciate your advices. Okay, so this was the Pete Best era albums. And now I would like to show you some additional albums, already Beatles albums, normal albums that we know, and just to cover the topic in this video. Okay, so I've shown you a Greek album. Now I would like to show you rock and roll album, and this is original pressing from France, 1976. This is the back. And this is the gatefold, and I'm gonna show you this is the original French inner sleeve, and the album is on silver black Parlophone label, which we all know. I personally am not a fan of this compilation. I always felt reluctant about this compilation, but I don't know, somehow it just doesn't work for me. I mean, nothing bad about it. I really like the cover, I really like the album, but it's not one of the favorite compilations. Okay. Something that was released recently on yellow vinyl, with numbered, limited to 1,000 copies, and then it was released in a box set. Something that was released in 80s, I believe. Yeah, this is the Beatles live in Japan. This is the recorded live July the 2nd, 1966 at the Nippon Budokan Hall in Tokyo, Japan. I really love this concert because this is the only concert that only one George Harrison song was recorded live during the Beatles performing years, which is If I Needed Someone. And this is on Contact Records. Never heard of it before. So this is the label. That's the Contact label. It's the first time I see this. It's the first time that I see this label, but interesting to have. I have the new issue of this album on yellow vinyl, but nice to have. Okay. And the last thing to show you is the 1982 20th anniversary release of Beatles' Love Me Do. So we have here maxi single. It's a single, it's a maxi single, 12-inch single. So on the first side we have Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You. Now the Love Me Do is with Andy White from the album, and the side 2 we have Love Me Do original single version with Ringo. And let me show you the label. That's the label. So this is the 20th anniversary release with only 2 versions. I have also the album, which was released like 1 or 2 years ago, with the same cover actually, and includes all the early songs by the Beatles. And this is the very unique album because it includes all 3 versions of Love Me Do, also with Pete Best. I believe I've shown it to you in my previous videos. So here it is. This was released like 1 year ago, and we have here many interesting songs, the early Beatles songs. And we have here 3 versions of Love Me Do. Single version with Ringo Starr, which was recorded 4th of September 1962. Then we have Love Me Do with Pete Best, 6th June 1962. And we have Andy White, 11th September 1962. So 3 versions with the song Love Me Do, which I'm really happy to have. So, and this is the single version. So I think I will keep these guys together. Okay, so that was it. That was my video about rare early Beatles recordings, some including Pete Best and some with Ringo, some live albums. I have some other things to show also, but I will keep it to the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like my videos. If you're a newcomer to my channel, please subscribe. I will be very happy, because there are much more Beatles stuff on the way. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye. Peace and love, everybody.